next chaplain series, or what we're going to do. We always do something. Last season, we did the early church fathers, which was all martyrs, and everyone every episode was like, I know what happens to him. Yeah, he dies. So who knows what we'll do next. So tonight, we pick up in Knights That Lead the Way. So last time, our valiant heroes were in sort of a pickle. They have about 100 or so prisoners, not locked away, but they've kind of come out in the buildings. The fires have dampened down, as you can see. The fires have kind of gone out. You're in your mechs, so you all, wherever you want to put your mech, you can position it. You should have your mechs. I tried to line it up to where you kind of were, but if not, just let me know. I can spawn one for you. But you can save on perimeter. You can do something. So you've radioed back to the Knights HQ. They are sending a transport to help pick you up and also pick up the survivors. But on the flip side, the governor said he is sending and told you to sit tight because he doesn't want to let those chemical weapons that are in those storage areas in that factory to get in anyone else's hands but his own. And Simon Magnus is also is going to be obviously riding with the Governor Theo. So where are you all at? What do you want to kind of be doing in this no man's time before the two forces? We'll see who arrives first.
Well, where are everyone who came out, all the civilians, where are they located right now?
So that's where you guys you can tell me. You can have them all assembled in the mech hangar. That would accommodate all of them very easily. You could have them, easily in the barracks, which is more over here. That's where they live anyway. Or you can have them in, one of the other office buildings that are over here. The only places you would not be able to fit all the people is obviously in this tech center and also the chemical manufacturing plant. You would not want to go in there without a hazmat suit. There is an old bunker underneath here, but it's rather smoke inhalated. I would say all the fires are still smoldering, but it probably is not the best as old bunker to put people in. So it would be your call, or you can have them out in the open as well. But
we can. I'm assuming, where can our dropship land?
Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere right around Office Building 9.
Yeah, so your dropship, this would be a good utilization point. However, you got the chemical weapons silo storage right there, so you would trust your dropship captains to probably land there fairly easily.
Yeah, but with Cyrus Simus going in or whoever,
yeah,
they might otherwise.
Simon is a psychopath.
What's up with you guys?
I mean, who doesn't really care. He's doing human trafficking and all sorts of trafficking of human organs and everything else.
I'd be inclined to put him back in the barracks and then have the dropship kind of land over here.
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah, you could easily, start clearing that out with your mechs. You could have one or two with hand activators start kind of clearing the trees and making a viable drop zone.
I think that would mitigate most of the risk when it comes to a dropship accidentally doing something untoward towards a building.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Short of a deliberate.
My guy doesn't have any hand actuators, so I don't want to light the forest on fire again.
Yeah, I might just hang around here on the far side of the bridge. Just kind of. Because I also do not have hands.
Okay.
Do any of us actually have hands?
I think I have one.
Yeah. And
I believe the other one is a medium laser.
Oh, yeah, because Robert's then in a Warhammer, and he's not able to join.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're just going to say his mech he's powered on. He's kind of corralling. He's good with IT, so actually let's just kind of game him in, and he'll be in the tower trying to collect all the data, of which they are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure crabs have hand actuators. They've got big claws.
Yeah, they've got claws, yeah. I can go and
It's
get there.
claws, but the claws have a, if I'm not mistaken, don't they have a barrel of a weapon kind of in the
Yes.
middle of the claw too?
I thought that was the
Yeah, you
Yes,
can
they
still
do.
close around stuff.
I would say I'll stay.
They're not ideal, but probably given what we've got,
Yeah.
I'm probably the best choice.
For purposes of knocking down a tree, I don't know that we would need hands to do that.
No.
I'm sure a nice, foot to the, I'm sure you could kick a tree down if you really had to.
So give me a roll of let's just do piloting and see what as far as you do. So give me a roll. We'll do 3 rolls and we'll kind of see where we go as far as how bad or how far above you beat me, and then that'll be how many trees.
Did you make all the dice bigger?
No, I took the dice that we use on in our game.
Yeah.
And I moved them into here because I had a hard time seeing what you guys were rolling. You can throw wherever you want on the table to make more room if you want, if you just want to have 2 dice. I just want to give everyone an option in case they were faction specific, because Battletech fans. If you throw them off the table, they just go in the middle of the table.
Oh.
That's a 10 plus 7. You said for PS, it's a PSR, so 17.
All right, hold on one second. I hit Control Z. Just give it a second because I deleted the building. My bad. All right. Let me lock that building.
You don't need a map.
You don't need no badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Oh, I'm making this worse. Put the building down.
Just trying to help whoever's grabbing the dice.
All right.
I got a 9.
All right, so you knocked down a good 5 trees or so. So let me zoom in there. So as you kind of start making your way, you're able to pick a few up, cling them, drag them. The other, just general.
Apparently, I'm doing really good at just kind of shoulder butting them down or something.
Yeah. Come on, there we go.
Play pinball, go back and forth, kind of.
I was reading one of the books I was reading. I finally heard somebody they uprooted a tree and pulled it out and started clubbing other mechs with it. I'm like, yes. All right, another round and a 3. That was terrible.
That is only a 14 for me.
All right, so who else is trying?
Another 9 for me.
Okay, yeah. All right, we're just gonna say that you guys make quick work of kind of all these different trees. Whoa! Put the tile down. Stop.
It was wobbling and I tried to fix it and now I can't put it back.
I'm trying to
Broke the
zoom in
ground.
close enough to delete the trees. But you got to unlock them first, and then you get to delete them. There we go. Delete.
I almost had it.
Oh. Oh. All right. So definitely, that's fine.
Let's just not fight on that spot.
All right. Well, is there a way we can radio to the governor and Simus, the Magnus brothers, the Magnus guy, and tell them we're with everyone in this office building? We want to do that and have our guys come over by the barracks so that they do have to come at the same time. Kind of gives us a fighting chance to keep them separated.
Say it one more time.
We'll have our dropship come in where we're clearing the trees and drop there. But we'll tell the governor to come in and come to this office building 9. So that way they don't have to come in this way.
Oh, we can just have him park over by the where our dropship was. Just keep him way away from the area.
Yeah, give me.
Back in
Yeah,
this
if you want to
corner?
radio him
Or-
and kind of give him, and you guys are kind of. Your last communication with him was not, the most productive per se. So you could do that. So I would say you're going to need a negotiation roll. So if you have a negotiation, it'd be your charisma plus any negotiation bonus, or it would just be your charisma plus your I would say your will.
Well, I have abominable stats in both of those, so someone else should roll that.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm about as unsociable as you can imagine.
Did we?
Well, I got a total of.
Oh, right, yeah, because we have it's like the all Elliot and Hardison party. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I get.
Oh.
I got a.
All right. So you got 11 plus your what?
3.
Okay. So let's see. So 8 plus my 4. So 12. So you got 11 plus your 3. So you're able to kind of just so you radio them. You're kind of able to basically kind of like, hey, this is where we want you to land. Give them the coordinates. Give them the grid coordinates. You don't actually end up talking to the governor. You talk to the dropship commander, and that's how I think you were able to get them to land where it is. Because you say, what are you going to tell them? You can role play it out.
Commander, there's a lot of debris, a lot of fire, smoke. The buildings, we want to make sure everyone's safe and sound. We're going to have you land in would be the southeast corner, southeast quadrant of the mountain, just to avoid all damage and to keep everyone on the map and our radar, so we can keep everyone accountable for it. It's easy access, one road straight there. We'll be there, a few clicks after you touch down.
Yeah, you can tell he's more of a commercial pilot, and he kind of is like, roger that, whatever's easiest and not taking me down. There's no more active AA, is there?
No, you're okay.
Oh, roger that. We'll come on in for a landing in.
All resistance has been neutralized.
So he's able to. You guys are easily able to kind of get that over there with your faces roll. So, yeah, you got about 2 turns left, I would say. So if you wanted to move your mechs to where you wanted to position, you've radioed to the knights. They are going to pick up in the clearing of which you cleared, and they'll be here in about the same time, if not a little bit after, the governor will be here.
All right, do we want to make it look like we're going to be firing on that dropship to kind of keep the governor looking like we're still on his side? Or how do you guys want to play this?
I mean, I was thinking that Simon, generic mafia boss man, and the governor are going to be out here in the woods alone with no witnesses, and us with a whole lance full of mechs. And we are supposed to be getting rid of both of them.
Got murdered.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to get rid of the mob guy and the governor, I assume. So
This is why I
We
love
still need to
role-playing.
infiltrate there.
Hold on. Do you have your explosives?
yeah, but I don't think there's anything here we should put them on because it's still chemical.
Well, not
weapons.
yet. I'm thinking you pull like that alien from that goes on the Sulaco's dropship and just plant the explosives on the dropship.
So when you have a script for role playing,
Well, I mean, I was raising it as an idea. I'm not saying we should do it, but
it's a great
Well, we still need to
idea.
infiltrate the entire organization. We don't know anything if we kill these 2 guys.
No, but it's a
Yeah.
legit thing to do. I mean, I'm just saying I love it. It was just so I didn't even think you guys would do that.
If you cut off the
I
head, the
was
body
thinking-
wilts away, right?
I mean, Simon What's His Face has an office. I assume we can dig through there and find more info.
Yeah, you guys are. I mean, yeah. So you got your technician, I think what's Robert? Robert is Anthony Griffin. He is in the building hacking away. I mean, there's a lot of good data in there. I would say he has radioed a few times. He's gotten a lot of secrets from the comm tower, of which he's been able to ascertain about not just this organization, but also about Simon Magnus. And these chemical weapons are actually, what he's been after the whole time. I would say you've kind of, but he hasn't had the mech power to do it.
And that's a group decision. If you want to fire, once they open the doors of their dropship, you want to light up the inside of that dropship like the 4th of July, we can do that.
I'm feeling like it might be a good idea to make sure the Bob Boss doesn't get their hands on chemical weapons.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's probably a good call.
Well, you want to have one, we can have one person by where the dropship's going to land. And so once we have a visual of them coming off, we can blow up their transport or step on them. And then we can all go from there.
Yeah, I mean, we can just move up to here-ish and just in formation, wait till they land. And we're like, yeah, we were just going to escort you in, make sure everything's clear. And then and then just blast them when they don't suspect it.
Cleanse them in the name of the way.
Yeah, I'm game if that's the group decision.
I'd say, yeah, I say go for it.
All
right. Well, if we're doing turn, right, we have to only move so far. Can we throw our guys over there?
Yeah, I would say you're able to get at least, depending on where you're at, you could get almost halfway across the board. So if you're like,
I'm right here,
like
so
would probably get to around where the chemical weapons are from from where he's at in the forest tearing down trees. But
that's about the same distance to where I am to there.
Yeah, Lance, you're good.
I'll probably stay by the barracks just so that when our dropship shows up, that there's some sort of presence there to guide them, if that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys do whatever you want.
I'm saying that like the rest of the Lance.
Yeah, no, that works. So that way it doesn't look too suspicious.
And those people are already afraid of me from last week, so they'll know to.
You will all
stay
die
put.
now.
Just saying that there's some precedent that may say, if you need to evacuate, if they need to get out of the barracks right quick and in a hurry, I can probably do that to them.
That's actually a good call. Yeah, I mean they're definitely following orders from the giant mech that will kill them all with flamers
And machine guns.
Yeah. All right, so you guys get a radio message. I just realized I'm going to chew gum on this, but that's probably not a good idea. My bad.
You do you.
Oh, man. Plus, that's my wife's gum. That stuff tastes like crap. Oh. All right. All right. Oh, who has seen Trailer Park Boys?
I have not.
I have not either.
Nope.
You guys are
Nope.
useless. I'm trying to figure out the guy's name. That's Julian. Boom. So that was like a comment from about, an hour ago, Timothy. All right. So anyway, so you're so as you guys are kind of getting your way over and making your way, that dropship kind of the governor's dropship, the one that's named after him of the Great Theo, is landing, and you kind of hear.
Would I be able to do like a perception to see how many guns it looks like it has, so it can't obliterate us from the distance?
Yeah, give me a roll. Let's see what your mech sensors could pick up.
And I'm gonna radio the other 3 around me, everyone except for Felix, the See if you can scan the ship as well. And very nice.
Yeah, I'll get a perception roll here.
I was gonna say a visual should give you at least the model of the dropship.
Yeah,
if
we don't want
not-
to scan the ship. That would be weird.
Oh, you're looking to see if it's a non-standard
Yeah, if it's just
variety.
if there's a bunch of guns pointing at us, we don't want to do anything.
Oh,
too
on the
rash.
way in. Yeah, that would.
Yeah.
Is it perception plus intelligence or just perception?
For your perception check,
Yeah.
so it is the I don't have my cheat sheet up. Oh, dang it.
Perception is intelligence for its attribute. So it'd be your perception level plus intelligence.
Yep.
Okay, so I have 7 on that, plus 5 on the dice. 12.
Okay.
And I'll match the 12.
I got
an 8.
You said the same, Jake.
7.
7. Yeah, you notice it's a Leopard class dropship that's coming in. It looks like it may have the standard armament. Those with the 12, you notice that it's a commercial. It's definitely a commercial one, and it may look like it's got a couple of like jerry-rigged type of weapon on it, but they might be like medium lasers or very autocannon 2s, something that's not very very deadly.
There's a huge difference between a medium laser and an AC-2, at least as far as range goes.
Yeah, it does not look like it could damage you very hard. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
We're not going after like one of those big spear-shaped ones from Mercenaries 4 that has like Gauss rifles and PPCs on it.
Yeah, it's
The
definitely not
Union
your-
class dropships.
Yeah, it's not
Oh, yeah.
a weapons-bearing one. It's definitely used for transportation and that.
That big tower has a lot of ECM stuff in it, right?
Yeah,
The big white one.
It has a lot of like it's basically like a hacking tower. Like it's collecting data from across like different
Okay,
aspects.
so we can't use that to like jam their
No,
transmissions.
it would
right?
be more of like you could use stuff to try to steal identities and steal data and corporate espionage type stuff.
Okay.
It's more like a server hub than it is would be used for like ECM or ECCM.
Yeah. And you utterly destroyed the turrets, so those are unoperational. And this is all kind of a smoldering ruins. The smoke is kind of cleared out. Yeah, so as you're basically communicating, the governor is like comes on the comm. He's like, well done, knight. I knew it was a very good decision to hire you. And Simon's kind of like, yeah, I think you're gonna be a beautiful relationship, if you know what I mean.
I have an idea of it.
Are you talking in game or are you talking to your?
In game, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. But
Very long, beautiful friendship.
yeah, exactly. Yes. Well, it gives us also an opportunity to disembark in my new purchases, of which I procured in the weeks before. I hope they are not. They're obviously no match to you, but I would definitely like to test them out on my walkabout to see the inspection. And out comes the doors for decent-looking, mechs for the time period. Obviously, we're in 3025, so I mean a lot of tech is lost. A Battlemaster, a Zeus, a Griffin, and a Jenner exit. The Zeus is adorned in gold, lavish paint. Obviously, it doesn't match this paint job because I couldn't find. I'm not tech savvy enough to do that. But imagine, if you would, in your mind's eye, gold, and it's adorned in like royal colors of purple and other types of egotistical colors with gold medallions. And actually, on the chest of the Zeus, who's that? Let's see. Is that who's that? Lance up there?
That's Lance, yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
Lance, yeah, you can actually see it when you zoom in on the Zeus. There's like metals, like painted onto the external of the mech. Like it's very, And so he goes, "Whoa."
Like medals or like kill marks or something.
No,
along
like
those lines?
actual cheesy looking medallion type medals.
Oh, okay.
It's got like a big medallion, a giant chain.
It's blinking.
Yeah, it's very, you know, your atypical, like I'm very self-important. I never actually fight in combat, but I have a battle mech. So the Jenner comes flying out as up to you. If you guys want to roll in it, you don't have to, but otherwise the Jenner kind of gets out ahead, and the rest of the mechs. Give me a perception check for the other ones.
Yeah, I think we should definitely let him get close and give us some more time to move in. 14.
10.
All right.
Let's see, 9 and 4 would be 13.
All right. So from your perception, especially Nance.
Apparently, I'm not blinded by the bling.
And Ironhead, you notice that the remaining two mechs, or the two heavy mechs, which is the Battlemaster and the Zeus, are kind of lumbering and looking a lot more like people in an academy, maybe, you know, that have barely ever driven a mech. And you can tell the Nero helmet, the interface, like that. Those mechs don't look like the pilots know what they're doing. And there's kind of like this Griffin that looks a little bit more confident, but the Jenner definitely looks like a professional pilot is piloting it as it is moving forward. Because it ran out at top speed, and it's kind of done a little maneuvering. Like right before it hit the trees, it jump jetted a little bit to kind of land up right here.
All right. Well, right now I'm gonna
Okay.
talk to just the squad where, you know, our IT guy is still in the building. So now we're outnumbered one mech. So do you guys want to continue with this plan, or do you want to?
If we let him get a little bit, like if we let him get a little bit closer, so we're closer together, we can probably drop one of their mechs in one big salvo. Or maybe like two of us drop one, then one of us hits the Jenner, and that should really even the odds. Especially because I think we're much better pilots.
Oh yeah.
But if the governor and if Simus are still on the ship, you know, on a transport or on a, you know, hover whatever trip, like we might miss them, you know.
I'm pretty sure they're on those mechs. And hey, is our transport armed?
Yours when it comes in, oh yeah, you know it'll be inbound. It's heavy weapon line. I mean, it's a full military.
Okay, so then if their transport runs, we can just have our transport shoot it down, and we deal with the guys in the mech.
So the Zeus and the Battlemaster, even if they're bad pilots, it's still going to take some time to take them down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that Jenner can run circles around me, that's for sure.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. I think that's up to you, Hermes.
The only thing I don't have is the jump jets.
Yeah.
But I'm also a lot more heat efficient compared to a Jenner as well.
Yeah.
Assuming it's a standard Jenner.
All right. Well, I'm voting against starting out another all-out battle here.
Now, one thing you guys
Just to
have
try to
noticed
keep cool heads.
with your mechs, though, is that your mechs have run ridiculously efficient as far as heat. Your weapon damage has been pretty far extended, more than you've been used to in your previous mechs. And the damage, like you made pretty good work of all those mechs with very limited damage taken to y'all.
Yeah.
Minus Wes.
What damage?
Did we actually take any damage last turn or last battle?
Wes took some heat damage when he ignited things on fire, but that was about it.
Ah, yeah.
I did.
Well, you didn't take damage, but you were cooking everything around you. Wasn't that you?
So, in other words, I actually saw something on my heat scale.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
That's about it, yep.
Okay. Which obviously is long gone by now. Okay.
We can just let them keep moving forward, and then we move forward, and as well let who's piloting the crab?
That's me.
Okay, yeah, let
Cloud.
Wes's crab move up a bit more. Or no, Timothy's crab. Move up a bit more.
I was gonna say, do you want me to join you guys down there?
Yeah, maybe.
Copy that. I'm en route.
Yeah, so you guys are able to make your way over. They're just going to keep moving forward. You kind of hear the governor like, well, it's nice to be on the battlefield. It is one of the greatest, joys I have in leading my people is to come out in my beautifully adorned Zeus to make sure that all know how wonderful I am. He's legitimately talking like he has no shame.
It's quite the machine, sir.
Yes, I know some of you knights, it looks like you have some very older models. This has been rehabbed by the very best that Solaris 7 has to offer. And they keep moving forward. And you see the
So off of their comms, I'm like, so this may not be a standard Zeus.
The Battlemaster and the Zeus kind of bump into each other as they're walking. I mean, the Battlemaster kind of runs into this tree as it passes by. The Zeus is wandering a little closer.
Okay, I have knowledge military vehicles. Can I take a look at that and see if I recognize any modifications, or if it is or isn't a standard Zeus?
Give me a roll.
Okay, that'll be. Would that just be the knowledge skill, or do I add intelligence to that?
I think is it a Q or is it just an actual just knowledge?
It's a knowledge skill. It's skill, knowledge, military vehicle.
Yeah, so then it would be your whatever the bonus is plus your intelligence.
Okay, so I have an 8 on that plus a 6, so 14.
Yeah, you notice that the Zeus is a piece of crap. That missile launcher may or may not be functioning appropriately, and the laser, the main laser that would be the main bulk of it, was it a PPC, I think? It may or may not fire. It looks like it's literally like the paint job and the aesthetics and the armor are very well put together, but the actual weaponry, it's not looking like it's a full-blown armed as it comes out of the factory Zeus. But it looks pretty.
So this is a car that's sitting on the driveway that looks really nice, but we have no idea if it has the motor.
Yes. It's
like
the opposite of the person whoever drives in front of my house in his Hyundai with his can driving by my house. And the car is falling apart, but he's probably got $1,000 worth of exhaust on his car.
So, what ranges are we at right now? I'm guessing I'm at short to point blank.
You're point
what are the
blank
other
right
guys at?
Yeah, you're point blank. Unless anyone's moved, I'm assuming no one's moved as they've been kind of moving closer to you guys.
I executed one turn of movement.
Yeah, they're just gonna kind of keep walking towards you guys steadily because they want to see their win and their stuff per se.
All right.
But it's up to you.
I'd say maybe we shoot next turn.
Yeah, just let me know when you want to shoot, and then we'll roll a nit. You will have surprise. I will say that that is going to be a 100% surprise thing because of the nature of their stupidity. But also, it's just kind of, I think it plays to the game better.
Yeah. And as they're passing, I'll bow and down in my mech. It was
Oh man, yeah, give me a roll for that move. That's pretty sweet.
That'd just be piloting, right?
Yeah, just be a 6.
16.
It's very who was it? Who bowed to Jamie Wolf? The Draconis Combine.
Some Kurita guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of turn and you see the Battlemaster as he bows, he kind of sticks up his weapon in the air and kind of salutes you back, and it's very and you kind of hear him come over the comms. He's like, I keep slipping into this weird accent with my Italian one. Yes, of course you would want to do that to me. I appreciate the gesture. I think that was for me. Know your place, Simon. I don't want what happened to these folks to happen to you. Of course, of course.
I'm gonna switch just to the team. Guys, are we gonna take out the governor as well, or just take out the other three and like just immobilize the governor's ship or mech and just kill everybody else and say, come up with an excuse just to keep him alive, or do we want to take him out too?
I mean, if he makes it alive, we'll capture him. If we don't,
The way he lives.
At best, that governor is just a pawn of the mafia. I don't believe he would be sufficiently proficient in operating on his own.
he probably knows where the eject button is.
That's not what I mean. I'm talking about actually being a governor.
Oh yeah, no, that you know, no, he's 100% just their puppet.
South Point, I just don't want to go back to town. I have things in my room and not be able to get them, you know? I have a case of very nice scotch that I'm very happy for.
Don't forget your chocolate.
Yeah. And that's Anthony's chocolate. It's not even mine.
Just want to make sure I got my hotel room key. I mean, it's, you know, legit, dude. This is what I'm caring about. All right, so they're gonna continue their kind of walking past, and they kind of stumble in, and you kind of see like as they come to this funnel here, the two of them almost as though they are posturing to each other, and the Zeus obviously is actually I think the Battlemaster might no I think they're both 80 tons. The Zeus kind of pushes the way, scraping his cheap paint on his missile launcher on his right arm as he kind of pushes. And the Battlemaster, let's see, actually, I'm going to have him roll a piloting skill roll.
Oh, dear.
I mean, I think maybe we don't even need to assassinate these guys. We can just let them try to keep walking until they kill each other.
So we're not going to have him totally fall, but he loses. Oh, he's 85 tons. Okay. So the Battlemaster kind of wobbles in, smashes into the tree, takes the tree out, almost lays flat as far as as it goes, and as the governor kind of pushes him down, and the tree collapses on its side, and yeah. So the Battlemaster is on the ground. If you guys want to start a knit, the tree is.
Yeah, I'd say that's as good as time as any to open fire.
Oh, my gosh.
Oops.
So it's just one of us that rolls in it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll let someone else roll that because I've already rolled my dice off the table, which is usually a bad sign.
It might just fell off.
I'm trying to remember. I figured out how to flip them on their side. Oh.
Is somebody rolling in it?
There we go.
I got a real bad number, so if somebody else wants to, maybe get something better than mine.
Oh, can't we use Edge for this?
You could.
Which I don't think I can.
Do we really think we need Edge for this?
I mean, what kind of bonus are we getting to initiative?
Well, you guys are just rolling for a knit to see. You guys are going to get the first round of attack.
Yeah.
This is just more. Like,
Okay, well, that's fine. So, I mean, if we're getting the surprise round, essentially.
Where'd the other dropship go?
The other dropship? Ours is still inbound.
No, I was going to pick it up and okay, I took it out on accidentally.
Did you mean to knock down the Jenner?
No, did I knock the Jenner down?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Just the Battlemaster. The Battlemaster's on the ground. He's kind of struggling to get up right now, and you can kind of see the Griffins start to move forward to kind of help the Jenner get up.
Oh.
All right.
There's no bonus to shooting people in the back in this, correct?
What?
There's no bonus damage like shooting people in the back in this, correct?
So I'm gonna go with the Alpha Strike, and it gets one more pip of damage because
Okay.
not right now, but I think it's one of the things. I think the gameplay is really fun. I really like it. I'm used to Alpha Strike and Classic BattleTech, and I love this. If you're new to it, I think it's a great catalyst. Keep it up. This is really great. Keep tweaking it. But yeah, I think it does that extra point. Plus, granted, I was finishing up a 20-page paper this weekend, and then I've been working, and I just haven't read a chance to read the rules in a week. So, hashtag
Yeah,
dad life.
my guess would be, if anything, it's probably just easier to hit from a
Yeah.
rear arc.
So,
But if we're what was our initiative roll?
I don't remember what you guys rolled. They haven't rolled yet. I'm rolling for them right now. They rolled a 5 plus a and it. Yeah, they rolled a 7.
And it is intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus your roll.
Int is initiative is each player's do is where is it?
How did I get rid of
Your
it?
skill bonus plus your link attribute, which is your intelligence, and any modifiers that you have.
I got an 11.
Okay.
So we
So
are
we see
each
that?
rolling an initiative check, not
No, you guys are just
Okay.
rolling it for one person. You guys are just kind of we're deciding who.
Oh,
should
then never
roll.
mind.
okay.
I don't need that. All right, so 11. So you guys will go first, but you're going to get the surprise round first.
Okay. Well, as the Griffin is walking past me to help the Battle Master, I will shoot it in the back with everything I've got.
Okay.
Ow. That's gonna leave a mark.
All right, let me get to the Griffin.
All right. That would be a 10 on the AC 10s, 10 on the SRM 6, 10 on the medium lasers.
All right.
These are actually rolling, right? Okay, no, that's actually a different number.
So let me roll their piloting skill. So you're filing at the Griffin.
Yes.
Let me get to his piloting skill. That didn't even roll. Oh wow. 3 plus his piloting skill of.
I'm guessing it's not 7.
So he rolled a 4 or a 3. So
Ow.
plus his 3. So he got a 6.
Okay, so location AC 10s. Hit him in the left leg for 9.
All right. So that'll take out his left leg.
They pick those back up. No, not the power generator. Thank you.
So you kind of let loose to the AC-10 and just one of them just.
Yeah. SRM hits the left arm for 2 plus 3.
Okay, so 5. So yeah, it just shreds the arm. The inner, you can see the monomer muscle below just exposed.
And then the lasers also go into the left leg for 4.
All right, so we'll transfer that up to the center torso, just like in the normal game. So for 4.
4.
All right, so we'll say it's 5. So yeah, so boom. I mean, you shred. I mean, you shred. I mean, his arm is just dangling. You can see the exposed weaponry. And then you can also see the leg is completely. He's going to make a piloting skill and kind of see if he can kind of catch himself before he himself falls over. Yeah, he's a pretty decent, pilot with that 11 roll too. He stumbles a little bit, but he's able to maintain his one leg. And you hear, what are you doing? How dare you? Who do you think you are? You'll pay for that. All right, who's next?
All right, so I'm right. I'm too close to the governor, but this battle master on the ground. I have 2 PPCs and an AC 5 that's coming his way.
All right. Now his piloting skill is terrible.
I swear to God. Total of 10.
Okay.
7. What'd you get?
I rolled a 4, but my gun was 7, so total of 10.
Okay, yeah, so you still are able to hit him. So what's your damage?
Let's see. We have
Never mind any.
the two PPCs are both 7, and then the AC5 is 2.
All right, you want to roll your damage?
2 dice, right?
Yeah.
For each gun.
Yep.
As the first PPC will go. I got 10.
So that's a left arm. Left arm, 10 points of that to the left arm. So you're able to shred into that, barely hanging on. It's kind of wonking. You can see just the armor's dripping off from the first PPC, and it's just kind of dripping down.
And the second one. Snake Eyes.
All right, that is center torso with a critical. So confirm the critical on an 8 or above.
Got an 11.
I gotta look that one up. Hold on one second.
Usually that's multiple.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if it's like a couple engine, 2, 3 engine.
Or just knock out his gyro.
Yeah, just keep him down.
That's because our last classic game, I critical Jake center torso took him out with one shot.
You did.
It was awesome.
Downhill from there.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right quick.
That's happened to me so many times. Like I have like XL engines on most of my stuff, and anytime something gets hit, it's always the gyro that goes first. Like there's so many engine crits, but no, the gyro.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. All right, here we go. Damage, missile damage, armor structure, hit locations, critical damage. Only critical hits. All right, so give me a roll, Jake. Give me 1d6.
Five.
That was the arm, right? Oh no, that was the center torso. That's right. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take it. Yeah, he takes a. You see his on your infrared scanner. You see his height. His heat spikes through, on as far as the heat meter goes, because his engine definitely there's one engine shielding that has gotten that got pipped off.
Nice.
So he's smoking pretty bad.
And then the AC5 real quick. Five.
All right, and that is going to go to his let's see, right leg, which kind of dinks off the armor. It's taken off. I mean, he's prone, but it's doing it. And you hear him, "You're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for all of this. You've been betrayed. We've been betrayed." And he's radioing back. He's gonna radio back next turn. He's not gonna radio this turn, but he'll radio next turn back to the dropship. All right. But he's trashed up pretty bad. All right, Senor Crab.
All right, I'm gonna do my large laser and medium laser at that at the Jenner.
Okay.
So does the dropship need any time to power up? Because I mean, I'm assuming if they've landed, they've shut down their engine. It takes them a little bit of time to warm up before they can take off again.
Yeah, I mean, it's powered down. It's got to get his comms if the guy's even awake.
All right.
Man, I am rolling terrible. 4 plus a 3, 5. So I rolled a 7.
All right, I got an 11.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Okay. What are you doing,
All right. So
Jenna?
which one? That large laser. Oh, boxcars.
How many points for the large laser?
That is 8.
So yeah, with one shot, your boy in the crab just, I mean, in true Star League weaponry fashion, just boom, just headshots the. Actually, he doesn't even fall down because he just stands up. Just boom,
Nice shot, sir.
and the guy's vaporized. The most experienced pilot, the only real mech warrior, is taken out of the fight in the first shot. And for salvage reasons, where did you hit with the second shot? Just for salvage.
Eight.
All right, so the left torso or the torso, I'm assuming. Yeah, so that does what, 4, 5? I don't know.
3.
3. Okay, yeah. So he's.
Or sorry, no, 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, so you got 1 left. So it didn't do critical damage, but definitely toasted his center torso a little bit, but head's completely off, and you hear the governor just kind of like this, like, help! We need help! I'm yelling. My wife's gonna come down here and yell at me. All right.
Where's our fourth guy?
He's
Oh, there he is.
He's still. Oh.
The hammer hands.
All right. So you guys, it is your knit. You guys got the top of knit. You got a surprise round on them, so they will go after you.
Listen, I've still got my little couple things.
I think I'll just keep blasting into the Griffin since he's like the only one that's currently up.
Can I at least have my surprise round, please?
Oh,
right. Yeah, sorry.
sorry, dude.
I thought we moved on to the next round.
My bad. I thought you were hiding out back over there. My bad.
Well, I was, and then my initial target caught a large laser to the head, so
Fair enough. Yeah. Go for it.
I have to redesignate my target to the Zeus.
All right, let's do it.
Hey,
Hey,
what would be that? What would be that kind of range anyway? 12,
that's short
13-ish.
That's our short range.
Short range?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, so I'm going to have 2 rolls. No, that'd be 3 rolls. Holy. Okay.
All right. So his piloting skill is 1, just so you know.
So that's 9 and 7 and 16 for the 3 medium lasers. 13 for the 2 machine guns. And, oh gosh. Boxcars for the total of 19 for the flamer.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you like leap out at the extreme range of short range and just this. Let's have you up here. Just this billow of fire ignites the mech as the machine gun kind of hits. Let's get some damage for the machine gun first and the lasers.
Yep. Location 8 for the lasers.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me get up there.
Or I should say
How
it's
much damage
medium
for the
lasers.
laser?
The 3 medium lasers are damage 5.
Okay. All right, and then the machine guns.
Location 3 for 2 damage.
Location 3, which is the right arm. Alright, so that's 5. You got 5 points left there. Alright. And does the flamer do any damage?
The flamer does damage H.
So as gives him another heat token.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, he's,
Did you say that hit him in the head?
where'd the
flamer?
Yeah, where'd it go?
11. So I think that's the other arm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Left him, yeah.
I don't like all the bling on the arms. I
You're
evidently.
just roasting his arm. He's gonna. He has to roll. I mean, I'm gonna do a will check here, just because he's never been in combat with this, and you just ignited his mech on fire, and everyone's firing at him. And oh, that's a 1. Is that a 1 though?
It sure is.
Is it?
Yep, that's a 1.
Oh yeah, because the other one. Oh yeah, the other one has
Oh,
the face
okay.
on it.
Yeah, it's just okay. All right, yeah. So 7 plus. I don't know. I mean, he's got a will of 3, so he's a pretty astute man. I mean, he has a knowledge of bonsai trees. I mean, he's a very well-rounded man, physically and intellectually. But I'm going to say he's at a
I mean,
disadvantage.
sure he actually fit in the cockpit there?
Barely. That's why he's got a Zeus. It's got that little bit of long, extended cockpit,
Gotcha.
So, he's not exactly.
You just might have a problem with the ejection seat because it might not actually.
That is a very strong possibility. Yes, it is very, 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 very strong possibility that he may or may not be stuck in there because he's so fat. So, but to each their own. It's all good. It's the governor. All right, so now it'll be the official turn. In there, you hear nothing but like curses coming at you in Italian, because yes, I'm stereotyping the mafia guy as Italian. I apologize, but Italian movies are really good for mafia, so whatever. We've got 2 viewers, by the way, so I wonder who's watching. Hello, viewers. Welcome to our channel, where we don't talk, we just shoot first.
I mean, you dangled the campaign's high value targets right in front of us. I am interested in what the plan was, if not this.
Now we'll never know.
We're simply cleansing them in the name of the way. It's that simple.
All right, so it's your turn.
Are we just gonna do that in the same order?
Sure. Well, I'll actually move to short range against the Griffin and move towards the dropship a little bit in case I have to disable that or yell at them to stop, because I can still shoot from here at the same accuracy. So I'll just say that's short range, just keep track of distances. And I'll just unload everything into the Griffin again.
All right.
So AC 10s. I'll roll something other than a 10 one of these days. Oh, yeah, see, there you go. That would be a 13 on the SRM and an 11 on the medium lasers. Is the Griffin at any penalties because he's missing a leg, or?
When he goes to move, but I wouldn't. But
Okay,
for you to hit him, no.
Okay.
I'm just getting something right now. All right. I forgot to get those out. Okay. So what'd you roll?
10, 13, and 11.
It doesn't matter. He still sucks. He's got a 10. All right. Go for the damage on the Battlemaster.
Okay, wait. So he got a 10. So does that tie?
The tie goes
Or
to you.
Okay, so AC 10s go into center torso.
Which will. That's 20 points, or is that just 10 points overall?
7 points.
Oh, 7 points? Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, you're gonna.
And then that is SRM goes into the right arm, and that is no roll. I guess that counts as a roll. 2 plus 5, 7 into the right arm,
Right arm.
and then the lasers center torso again, and that's 4.
All right. Never mind. I was going to say roll for critical, but that doesn't matter because you just destroyed him. So as you kind of like just lay into him, you kind of do damage to him, and he just starts smoking really bad, and yeah, he's definitely he's gone critical. His engine wasn't, even though you destroyed the center torso, I'm going to say his engine's not going to go critical. But he is definitely smoking pretty bad, and he's out of the fight.
Does he fall over?
Yes.
Would he fall onto the battle master that he was trying to pick up, or would he fall somewhere else?
I would say he's going to fall. I mean, that's the way momentum. You started blasting him. He didn't freak out, and that's the way he fell. So, yeah, sure.
Okay, so that battle master's probably down for a while.
Yeah, I mean, considering he's got a battle mech on him, I'm going to roll for damage to see where he hits him. So right in the center torso, and he has, I'm going to say that's 4 points of physical damage. So he's got 1 point of damage left in his center torso. All right.
Okay, I think next turn I'll go handle the dropship, because I think we have this wrapped up.
All right. Who's next?
That's me, but I'm point blank range, but yeah, I'm still gonna fire at the Marauder, the Battle Master,
Okay.
because we need to take him out.
He's prone, so it's just going to be, this. So you got to beat a 7.
Yeah, okay, let's roll these two today. Wow.
Keep it on the table.
I got a total of 16? 9 plus 3, my gunnery is 7, so yeah, 16.
Yeah, you're definitely hitting him.
Do I need to roll for all 3 guns?
You can group fire. You can just roll once, and all the damage will go to that one location. Group
Location
fire,
would be
engaged.
so 5.
So it'll be his left.
Right leg is location 5.
Alright.
So that's
Just obliterate.
14, 16 points of damage.
Yeah, I mean, you just rip into his hip and his leg. It's just you just see the leg kind of tear off and disintegrate of what's left, and kind of.
Does any of that transfer into the torso?
I think in the rules, the if you group fire, it only hits that one location. I'd have to check.
Okay.
All right.
I suppose with no leg, a crit engine, and another mech on top of him, we could probably just try and capture him,
You could.
which would also let us get into one of the
You wanted
to have to like dig through all his files.
expel
And
this
stuff.
man from the world.
We
You're
can
on a
cleanse him from the world after we drag him back to the base and interrogate him.
True. You guys do. You would have a very good interrogation back at the Knights headquarters.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We just need to get rid of the governor first, then.
Yep. So you're up, Headshot McGee.
All right. So if I got a running of 8, can I get into small laser range of that dropship?
I wouldn't say small ranger range. I'd say you'd be able to get to medium range. It's a pretty far.
All right.
Pretty far.
So where would that put me?
Yeah, right about there. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a shot with that medium laser and tell them to power down their ship and come outside, or I'm gonna keep shooting.
Right back.
Yeah, give me an intimidation roll, which would, if you don't have that bonus, you can just kind of do a charisma roll, or if you have a Q, let me know that too.
All right. Yeah, I know. No intimidation and very little charisma. So let's see how this works here. So that is a total of 5.
Okay, yeah. So the medium laser scratching the hull a little bit, and you kind of broadcast. Let's role play it out a little bit. So you hear like, whoa, 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 hey, what are you doing? Well, you missed.
Power down your ship and step outside now, or you will be fired upon.
It's powered down, man. I can't pull over anymore.
Come outside.
Okay. I can't talk to you, but it'll take me a minute.
Do it quickly.
And you see like two other people kind of stumble out towards the door where the bays were, and they kind of got their hands up, like waving like sheets of paper or whatever they could find that was white, and they're just waving it like dramatically. And there's two technicians. And then the captain makes his way out next turn, obviously, because the turn's still in progress. But he'll come out next turn waving. All right. It is your
Hermes?
turn, Felix.
And I'm just gonna be like, I'll point the flamer right at the cockpit, and it's like, you're done. You will exit the vehicle now.
You don't tell me what to do, you peon. You will die. And he starts raising up his weapons. For
Yeah,
fire.
as soon as the first instinct of the you're not telling me what to do is the flamer's going on. or machine guns and all the other fun stuff.
All right. Herms 2 versus the Zeus. Give me some rolls. He's been pretty badly damaged. I mean, that last round actually kind of...
14 for the medium lasers.
Okay.
18 for the machine guns.
Roll here.
And 15 for the flamer.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 total. So definitely everything's going to hit. Are you, and I'm assuming you're doing separate shots. So give me some rolls to see where his damage is.
Yep. CT for the medium lasers for 5.
All right. Give me a critical roll.
That's a 9.
It will confirm a critical. So it's a center torso 1. So give me a 1. Give me 1 roll.
That'd be a 3.
A 3 is I believe it's a gyro hit.
So I'm the one who's knocking out gyros.
Yes, the gyro, and he's got a -2 to piloting test, so that's worse. So now he's at a -1 to all piloting skill rolls. That's hilarious. All right.
Right arm for the machine guns for another 2.
Right arm, so he's down to 3 points on there.
And the flamer is also going into the CT.
All right.
Because apparently he's not toasty enough.
Yeah, he is now 2 heat. Come on. I'm just getting back to his mech, sorry. I wish I could open up multiple copies of my... This is why I prefer physical books when I'm doing GM work. All right, so... All right.
Yeah, I know I've got about 4 or 5 different tabs open of various things.
Okay, so yeah. he is gonna, yeah. Okay. Oh, I know what I can do. Boom. And in Chrome, I can have multiple ones open. Sweet.
Yeah, that's actually what I use on a normal basis is Chrome.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything else?
I think
That's
people
it.
moved.
It's their turn to fire,
Oh,
right?
everyone moved? Okay. I wasn't sure if everyone moved.
Yep.
Okay, so the Simon is going to attempt to try to get out of the mess he is in, which is really, I mean, I'm trying to find in the book what if there's like what do yeah.
Extricate from pile of something.
Extricate from pile of something with a broken leg, a shot out engine, while not actually knowing how to pilot a mech.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with a -4 to this roll. If not, no, let's go with a -5. Yeah. So he just collapses kind of under, like lifts up a little bit, takes another point of damage overall, and he is not able to do anything. The governor is, you will pay for it, and he's going to ram his missile launcher through your viewport. At least that's going to be his goal.
It's a bold move.
Fair enough. It's a bold move. Let's see how that works out for him, Cotton.
So it's going to be 2d6 -1 because he's at the gyro thing. Any modifiers or anything like skills or anything otherwise, it's just your reflex.
So it's when you say missile, he's actually trying to punch then, right?
Yeah, he's definitely punching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a PSR.
Yes. All right.
So that's only 14.
The only ways he. Oh, I thought it was Snake Eyes. Yeah, so that's going to be a 2, which would not be a natural Snake Eyes. So it's not going to be the. So he whiffs and completely spins his mech a little bit, almost to where it's teetering on it. And because of the horrible roll, I'm going to actually say he has to endure a piloting skill check and a saving throw because he's also on fire. To which he's not.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, these dice suck. God.
I'd say taking out like 2 lances of mechs for 0 damage on our first mission. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he falls down. Yeah, he's falling down. Now, granted, so where's the other? And the general's dead. He's headless. So effectively, you guys, as you kind of you see the dropship pilot kind of come out, waving his arms. Over the comms, you hear a friendly voice. It's one of your dropship captains that is inbound, and it kind of radios you in, and you hear like. This is dropship Holy coming in. Hap, we are prepared. We are sensing a lot of weapons fire. Please apprise us of the status of the situation on the ground.
We've got 2 lances of salvaged mechs, captured dropship, 2 prisoners, or 2 high-value prisoners, and a load of refugees to relocate.
Bloody hell! You guys recognize the voice. It's Lieutenant. It's the XO. It's Lieutenant Colonel Beckett. Well done. And have you been able to save anybody along the way? Get it? Along the way?
Hello.
Very funny, sir.
Yes, I thought so.
I believe all those refugees will be open to. They're going to be pretty suggestible, I think.
Excellent. So should I power down my Cyclops, or should I be prepared to engage?
Have the two guys who are on the ground, have they actually like powered down and surrendered yet, or do we need to make some rolls to convince them?
Oh no, you're gonna have to make some rolls to convince. Simon's a psychopath. I mean, think about like having say hello to my little friend. Like that's kind of who
And
he's.
he's- and he's
I
not
believe
cold
we have
yet,
things
huh?
in hand, sir. Just a little bit of cleanup to do.
Oh well then we'll see you shortly. Cheerio. We'll guess we'll have some tea instead of shooting things. All's well then.
Outstanding,
well.
sir.
So yeah, if as you want to go over and get the dropship pilot, or what do you want to do?
Well, can we make an aimed shot? Because I mean, Simon's mech, like his torso is basically gone. We knocked that out, and he's out of the fight, whether or not he wants to surrender.
Yeah. So this turn, it's on his turn. He's gonna act aim shots. I believe. Let me look up the rule. I know you can.
I mean, this is like the bottom of their turn, so it's we're up to move next, correct?
Yeah. It's definitely your turn.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you're gonna aim at him, I'm gonna walk over to the governor and put my boot on his face, and just announce if you don't come out, I'm gonna squish you.
Yeah, the governor. Well, I don't understand. I gave you pathetic pieces of filth a chance, and this is how you repay me? Don't you know who I am? I am the Governor Theo.
I
Excuse me
believe
one
you've been
second.
recalled, sir.
Group decision. Are we gonna squish him or should we capture him?
Let's try to capture him.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, it's easier to fix the mech if its head hasn't been stomped in.
What's it gonna be, Governor? Are you gonna come out, or are you gonna be gonna turn into some toe butter?
Ew.
Oh, you can grab it.
So say we can be nice fellows if you really let us be. Didn't have to be this way, Governor.
Assuming he's just soiling his pants right now.
I mean, I'm sure there is something for aimed shots, but I can't see anything on that for that. Let's try to search.
One or two to your roll.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think. Like add a penalty of some kind.
Or not a negative to the roll would be you would add, so you'd have to beat a higher number.
Yeah. I just can't find anything specific in the rules about what that number should be. So, yeah. So I'll just move back over to.
We can't hear you, Steve.
I think I might have heard something.
He's changing out his batteries right now.
Ah.
All right, next week I promise. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm just gonna these are garbage. I'm just gonna recycle these all because they go out. Those were new batteries. for this game alone. All right, so yeah, so he gets a 1 after all of his penalties to try to deflect your stomp, Jake.
All right, well, it was a total of 13 to put my foot on his head.
Yeah, so you're able to. Are you gonna squash him, kill him, or are you gonna?
No, it's more of an intimidation.
Like crack the
Just
glass,
like- just-
maybe.
Yeah, but not kill him. Just pressure enough to make him too scared to stay in.
All right. Roll a piloting skill so that you don't destroy the thing and beat a 10.
So 6.
Because you're basically like gonna put your. He can't do anything, so you're putting it like pressure onto it, so it's like you can the plexus steel is fracturing.
6. Oh, so I got a 16.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to skillfully apply your foots to his plexus steel. What is it? Plexus steel? Plexus steel. His faceplate, and it starts to spider. And like the camera, if this was a movie, like zooms into his face as he's like peering out into this giant foot, as the glass slowly starts to splinter all around him, and it starts to kind of get into his neural hem, and it's tinkling off, and he just, you don't know this, but he passes out, and his mech goes limp. You have to roll a perception check to tell that, but you're out of a turn.
All right.
But he drops off comms for sure.
This little bitch just hung up on me.
All right, well, and then I was going to roll to shoot out Simon's center torso and just take his mech offline.
Okay. Give me a
And
roll.
do you know what the penalty for that would be?
We'll just say it's a -2 to your roll.
Okay, so that'll be 12.
Okay, yeah, so you're able to beat it then. Yeah, so I mean it's not much left of the torso. You're able to you fire enough power to not ignite the engine, but you do enough damage to where the mech automatically shuts down. And you don't hear comms from him anymore either.
Well, we'll get some ground pounders with crowbars to go in there and pull him out.
Oh, well, we're inbound. I hope you all cleaned up down there. We are still sensing some weapon fire. You all right down there?
Affirmative, sir. Just do a bit of mop up.
Right, we're going to do a flyover. Is that safe to do a flyover? Just check the grounds for the best landing site. Over.
Affirmative, sir. All anti-aircraft is down.
So overhead, the dropship, the Leopard class dropship, kind of comes whirling overhead. He kind of passes over and heads over to the drop site. He banks around and kind of starts the landing procedure. It's going to take obviously it takes about 30 seconds for everything to come offline and all that jazz. The governor, is passed out in his cockpit. The Jenner is just standing there motionless because there's no head. And Simon's mech is now motionless.
What about the Griffin? Is it still?
The Griffin, the guy fell over. I mean, he basically like is just not doing anything.
Has he ejected or anything, or is he just still?
No, because if he ejects, he knows he's going to eject like straight into that building probably. So
But the Griffin is cord, so he's out of the fight.
yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you managed to get some, granted, once your tech sees them, they're gonna like laugh at you like this is garbage because they're not. This will be the first salvage of this era's mechs of which they'll see, and they're gonna be completely confused of like what is going on here.
I mean,
Like, they can still salvage
we had-
armor plates and stuff like that. I mean, it's not like
Yeah. But they're just the quality of the mechs are just gonna be insane, like the single heat sinks and all this other garbage.
Well, I mean, we had like a Warhammer that had all its joints locked up, another Warhammer that was all beat up, and like had its leg swapped with another one and its other leg in the hangar for some reason.
Right.
There was the other mech that I think exploded.
Well, the one Warhammer didn't have a head because I squished him.
So
Yeah.
we might have enough parts for like one working Warhammer We got 2 mechs that have been cored, and then we have the governor's just gaudy abomination.
Well, the
And a
Jenner probably
Jenner's
wouldn't
pretty
take as much to bring up to speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, given it's been headshot, and given how much small a Jenner is, we have about half of a Jenner left.
So, oh, no, he only did 3 points of damage. The Jenner's only the center torso just needs to get rearmed. It's actually in
Yeah.
good shape. That was the one mercenary that they actually had hired. So you guys come to find out as you kind of as Tim's character kind of talks to the dropship commander. He's a merchant. He's just freelanced. He actually does more drug runs and distillery runs than anything. The mech bay of the Leopard has been transferred into cargo. He barely was able to fit those mechs in there and accommodate it. The governor compensated him for destroying some cargo that was in there. But he is a freelancer, and he has no problem getting out of town. He'll give you anything you want. He'll tell you all the customer routes. He basically is like your typical, like, dude, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm innocent. Because he views you guys as kind of maybe police. He doesn't know what's going on because you just decimated a lance in front of his face with barely
I feel like
any
we should
shots.
maybe not let him go. Like, not kill him or anything, but just keep him on ice, because he is the only witness to us assassinating the planetary governor.
Yeah, but he also is a criminal. And
He's another person that could possibly be converted to the way.
Oh,
I'm sure he'll be helpful if we talk to him, get some, talk to him about smuggle routes, but we don't let him leave.
Definitely needs to go back to the base first.
Yes.
okay.
he needs to bring a ship though too.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we have co-pilots and an extra crew on our dropship. We can. We can load that one up with refugee. We can load his ship up with refugees, and then use our proper mech to actually fit all the salvage on.
If you guys want.
Actually, I would suggest that 1 or 2 of us go with this particular the governor's pilot, so that we can bring the dropship back.
Yeah,
and we can be security to make sure he doesn't deviate from a course and stuff.
I feel like this actually just might be something we leave up to the colonel, because we're that kind of logistical organizing stuff is probably something a little bit above our pay grade. Now that I
we
think
can
about it,
bounce off the XO. He's right here.
Yeah.
The XO's on our dropship.
Well, he's
Yep.
actually disembarked into his Cyclops just to have fun. Well, it seems like I'm not the only one that's going to be out here. How are y'all doing? This looks like a giant place of wretchedness. What in dear heaven is going on here?
Well, sir, we've captured the governor and Simon McMobface. I don't remember his actual name, but that's not what I called him. I would have called him his actual name.
Simon Magnus, I believe, is the
Simon
name.
Magnus.
Yeah.
Well, sir, we've captured the governor, Simon Magnus, and approximately 2 lances of max in bearing condition, along with
Bobby McNaughty.
along with an affiliate dropship and what appears to be chemical weapons, along with a great deal of data on the planet's crime syndicates.
Well done, knights. This is why you were the top of your class, and we have chosen you to be our top field officers. Why don't we go ahead and get these refugees? We should call in a larger dropship. We'll call in a union to overhaul these scrap piles. What is with these mechs? Is that mech over there even have a leg? What in dear? Well done.
Some of them
well
are sleeping. Shh.
done. We'll have everything loaded
Local
up.
maintenance
and,
doesn't appear to be up to Nightly the Wade standards, sir.
that explains it. It's very unfortunate. Well, how much damage did you take so I can have the tech standing by to rehab and refurbish?
No damage, sir.
Yeah, negative. I'm showing green across the board.
Actually gained armor. It's weird.
I think I'll just need routine maintenance and some ammo, and we're good to redeploy.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say it was a good mission. And he kind of walks his mech over to you guys, and he's looking at, kind of surveying it. as he's been talking to you. Yeah, so a Union class dropship is inbound. So they'll collect it off. Now the freelancer, you guys want to kind of role play that out? Like he's like, hey, listen, for the right price, I work for anybody. Whatever you want, I'm fine with, but just just don't take my ship. This is my livelihood. I got a family just like you guys.
How about if we could guarantee you keep your ship, but you come with us? We talk for a while. We see if you can, help us out for a little bit. But we'll make sure that, you're well taken care of. Because we can always use ships, I'm assuming, right?
He says if the sea bills
Yeah,
are
this
right,
dropships are pretty valuable.
if the sea bills are good, I'm all for it. These things aren't cheap to keep up.
Yeah, we have plenty of work. Maybe the 6 of us or 5 of us can have a great relationship going forward.
Oh, I would love that. That would be fantastic. Absolutely. Tell you what. Why don't I help you disperse of the people or salvage, whatever you need. Whatever you need.
Can we just have him patch into the captain of the other dropship so they can collaborate and
Sure. Yeah.
do
So
all
I
the
say
tedious
he
details?
loads up the refugees because you don't want to give them valuable stuff. A Union class dropship arrives about 8 hours later. A Union drops down to kind of help collect the mechs that you guys have collected for salvage. But in addition, a MOP team comes out in order to deal with the chemical weapons. So they collect the chemical weapons, and that will be kind of a cliffhanger of now you all are in possession of chemical weapons. The knights are in possession of it, but they don't. Obviously, it would be against the knight and obviously the mercenary way to employ the chemical weapons. But it is now in your wheelhouse that you have chemical weapons.
Wouldn't the mob team by standard SOP basically disarm all those weapons?
Yeah, I mean you still have the raw tanks of the chemical agents. That's the kicker. So
So they don't have a like a counter agent to neutralize the chemical itself.
not initially. So in this vast quantity. So they're still figuring out. They've got technicians kind of flowing into there, and so that will kind of come up later in the gameplay. But you guys will wrap up. You head back to the drop ship. The XO kind of does. Go ahead.
Sorry, did we get the governor and Magnus out of their cockpits?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
text
Just
came
want to
out.
make sure we didn't forget about them.
Yeah, no. The
I
text
also
came out,
suggested, like-
extricated them. They are in there. You have them in holding cells once you get back to your center. And the first thing you guys do when you get back to your base is the XO kind of disembarks. He starts helping the refugees. And the first thing he suggests, he's like, let us go and plant gardens and trees for those of you. How many people were killed in this? Obviously, that poor soul in the Jenner. Anyone else that you happen to kill?
Yeah, the
I
two
believe there were
guys.
2 guys last week.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
Yeah. So you guys,
Was
there anyone in
there's
those
a whole
turrets that we
ceremony.
exploded?
Oh, go ahead. What?
Was there anyone in those turrets we exploded, or were those
No,
automated?
They're automated.
Okay, so just 3 casualties.
Yeah. So you go in there. There's a kind of a little ceremony. The rest of the knights are
Sure,
helping
is it?
corral the refugees and kind of putting them in the various aspects of the Buddhist temple, where there's some rooms and there's some cots and stuff. And then the 4 of you plant a tree, or not tree, like little bushes, flowering bushes, for each one of the people in the garden in the center of the Buddhist temple. And the XO kind of comes out and he's like, for your first mission, to only have killed 3 people after taking on a heavy resistance, I'm very proud of you for not killing the governor and Simon, even though they deserve death. We shall see what they do with him. we will interrogate him, and that will be our next mission here on the Knights That Lead the Way. So we'll wrap up there. Next session, you guys will kind of have your time to either interrogate the governor, or you can move on to your next mission. It's up to you as far as what you guys want to do. We'll have both story arcs. Well, I'll have to reprint the story arc, but you know, there's still some communication you can do with the governor. Did not anticipate you guys attacking him full on force, so that was awesome. Yeah, so that'll wrap up session 4. Good job, everyone. And then anything in between, you guys, let me know. Yeah, so this is the Gaming Chaplain, Knights That Lead the Way, who attacked the governor, took the governor out. Simon the Magnus they are both in custody. Chemical weapons are taken care of, and no one was hurt in the process. So God bless. Have a good evening.
None of us were hurt.
What?
No one we care about was hurt.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
that's not
signing off
entirely
at the
true.
sign
Otherwise,
of the Gaming Chaplain. We'll come up with a good tagline at the end, but from the Knights That Lead the Way, who safely dispatched their enemies. Have a good night.